have won 2 in a row, including a Turkey Day thrashing of Dallas. Randall Cunningham's versatility is now joined by a new rushing attack, which may have their opponents raising the white flag. Some say injured Lawrence Taylor is the heart and soul of the divisional leading New York Giants, a team that has already endured the losses of several key players this season. Can they continue to plug these holes with veterans like Carl Banks and rookie sensation Dave Meggett? And can they prove they didn't leave their hearts and soul in San Francisco? So today it's a showdown for supremacy in the NFC East. The Eagles have now won 3 in a row from the Giants and have set a bounty on victory number 4. This is a big one. We're live at Giant Stadium, sold out as always. The Philadelphia Eagles against the New York Giants, their second meeting of the year. The Eagles won the first one. And this is a big one. 9-3 Giants against the 8-4 Philadelphia Eagles, with the Redskins at 6-6. That's big, and so is this. The temperature is 27 degrees. Winds gusting up to 35 miles an hour, and if it continues to drop before it's over, it could be 10 below zero before this game is complete. Nevertheless, good afternoon. I'm Pat Summerall here with John Madden. I don't think I've ever seen a regular season game with all the hype. This is like heading into the playoffs, John.
I know it, and this stadium here is going crazy today, and I can't remember a regular season game like this. Buddy Ryan says last night, this is why you coach. Bill Parcells says, this is the championship right here. Reggie White said, it's the biggest game I've ever played in. Lawrence Taylor was saying with a broken ankle yesterday, I'm going to play. He said, there's only 2 or 3 games like this in your whole career, and you can't miss them. They weren't sure if he was going to start. Just moments ago, they introduced him to this crowd. The whole team went crazy. The stadium went crazy. This is an excited place.
Let's talk now strategy and what the teams have to do, John. First, the Eagles. What do you think?
Well, I think the Eagles have to do what they've done all year, Pat. They start with defense. They have great defense. They get a lot of turnovers. In fact, they have 46 this year. That leads the league. Buddy Ryan says his team has to make things happen. They want to put a good rush on Phil Simms, and I think today they're going to be aware of Dave Meggett.
From the Giants' standpoint, you mentioned the injury to Lawrence Taylor. Phil Simms has a bad ankle as well. What do they have to accomplish, you think?
Well, I think what they want to do is they want to be able just to run enough that makes the Eagles commit to stop the run. Because as Bill Parcells said, Buddy Ryan will commit to stop the run. Then that opens up things. That could open up a Dave Meggett. That could open up the wide receivers. Maybe Zeke Mowat could have a big day.
Again, it's cold. It can get down, as I mentioned before, if the forecast is accurate, down to -10 before the afternoon is over. The Eagles won the toss, but they will kick off. That's just to give you an idea of the severity and the difficult conditions. A big match between the Eagles and the Giants.
I think this is the type of thing that Buddy Ryan likes to do, Pat, is not only give the Giants a win early, but start with his defense. Anytime you get a big game, you don't want your offense out there first.
This wind is so unpredictable. I didn't think the ball would be able to stay on the tee. And so Ruzick will kick it off in the direction of Dave Meggett and Mark Ingram. It goes right between them. Ingram back in the end zone, and he stays there wisely. They'll bring it out to the 20. That could have been disaster right off the bat. Phil Simms will operate against the wind on this first series at 35 miles an hour with this front in front of him. Elliott and Riesenberg the tackles. Roberts and Moore the guards, and Bart Oates is the center. Zeke Mowat at tight end. Anderson and Carthon the running backs. Lionel Manuel and Odessa Turner wide, with Ingram and Baker on the field. when they go with 4 wideouts. Now they have 3 tight ends. Anderson left side, and there is nothing there. Clyde Simmons made the initial contact. Here's the defense for the Philadelphia Eagles. White, Pitts, Brown, and Simmons up front. Small, Evans, and Al Harris, the linebackers. And the secondary, ever improving. Jenkins and Allen, the cornerbacks. Hopkins and Andre Waters. 2nd and 10. Meggett is split wide to the right. Sims draw play. Anderson up to about the 24. A gain of 4. Stopped by White and Brown. Third and 6 is Lawrence Taylor. Buckles up the chin strap. Bill Parcells said Wednesday flatly that Lawrence Taylor would not play. But that's a different kind of individual.
That was before he knew he had a broken ankle.
Right. Sims under pressure. The ball's loose. And the Eagles' William Frizzell has it. Laterals. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Andre Waters. Reggie White made the hit that knocked it loose from Sims.
That's how the Eagles got here, Pat. We talked about that. The turnovers coming into the game, they had 46. Buddy Ryan says that's what we have to do. We have to make things happen on defense. Watch Reggie White. He lines up on the outside. He's a left end going against Doug Riesenberg. He starts to push, brings that right arm up underneath, goes right by him. He hits Sims right underneath the right arm and knocks the ball out.
Ruzick for the extra point. The Eagles get the first turnover and take major advantage of it. Extra point good, and it's 7-0. We still have 13 minutes and 25 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Waters got the touchdown. White got the sack. Frizzell got the recovery. 13:25 left to play first quarter. The Eagles take the early lead, 7-0. The sack by Reggie White. Frizzell's recovery of the fumble by Sims, and Waters' TD. 15 yards in total.
So that makes Buddy Ryan's decision of kicking off look real good, especially when you make the decision. Then after you make it, you take the win, then you have to do something with it.
Meggett and Ingram back deep for the Giants. Ruzick to kick it off. Meggett will handle this one at the 1. Good return to the 34. Ball came loose, but it was ruled down and dead. Anthony Edwards made the stop.
Here's what the Eagles do. They not only give you Reggie White here, he's going to get here. He's going to get pressure. They get a stun in here, pressure from the outside, the blitz. Everything collapsed around Phil Sims. You just watch what they do. Look, they got the stunts going, the blitz is coming, and when it's a passing down, they put full pressure on the quarterback.
This is Anderson on first down. A 7-yard gain, stopped by Pitts. Turnovers in 89.
I think that's probably the most important stat you have, is not only how many times you take it over and how many times you give it away, but that differential, and that's what the Eagles, they take it away, they don't give it away, and they lead the league in that stat, and that's why they're here to play in games like this. 2nd down and 3.
Giants just inside their own 40. This is Anderson with room. Anderson to the Eagle 45. 16-yard pickup, stopped by Hopkins.
That's what you have to be able to do into this win. When you're going in this direction, you have to be able to run the ball. But here the Giants have the extra tight end, 2 tight ends to that side. They pull a guard, so they end up getting all their power to the right side.
Anderson in behind it. 1st and 10. Quick count by Sims. O.J. gets another carry. Not much this time. Mike Pitts hit him first, a 3-yard gain.
Yeah, I don't know if Eric Moore was injured, but Brian Williams, the rookie, is playing right guard now for the Giants.
He must be, because he started.
Brian Williams, of course, was the #1 draft choice. See him in there right now. He's playing right guard.
Anderson gets another carry. Hit by Andre Waters, a pickup of 4 and 4 tough ones, too.
In fact, Brian Williams does a pretty good job. Watch 59 here. He's going to pull out and make a block. Watch him. He comes here. He kicks out right there. Has good inside-out position. And that was a block that let O.J. Anderson get 3 or 4 yards out of that play.
Block was on Jesse Small. Anderson 6 carries already for 35 yards.
Jesse Small, of course, starting for Seth Joyner, who's missing his 2nd game with an injured knee.
The Eagles jumped, I think. Anderson has the 1st down. Waters again on the stop. Gain of 4.
Andre Waters is like an extra linebacker in there. They talk about getting 8 men up. That's the 8 men. You're 4 defensive linemen, 3 linebackers, and Andre Waters.
Gordon McCarter is the referee.
Offside, 99 defense, 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
Jerome Brown.
99 is right there, Jerome Brown. And there's no movement. Sometimes it doesn't even look like anything that Phil Simms did with a snap count. It looked like Jerome Brown was just up there anticipating. He was going to get in there because one thing Brown does, you know, he is so big and so quick that he can penetrate and get into the backfield and foul up a run before it gets started.
He's having a tremendous year, too. Here's Anderson with another carry. Inside the 30 to about the 26. Again, stopped by Hopkins. 4-yard gain.
That's going to be a pretty good matchup if they're going to run that one William Roberts against Jerome Brown. Because Jerome Brown's like a nose tackle, Pat, in that if you're going to run inside, you have to get him blocked. And he's that big, like, wall that just sits in there. If you're going to pass, you got to pass protect Reggie White. But if you're going to run inside, you have to block Jerome Brown.
2nd and 6. Anderson hit behind the line of scrimmage by Mike Pitts. He did well to hang on. Flag on the play.
That's the thing that the Eagles do against that run. They're always going to try and get tackle penetration. Now, we talked about Brown. That time it's right there. It's Pitts. You see the guard pulls, the tackle comes down, but Pitts beats that tackle. Riesenberg tried to come down on Pitts, but when that guard pulled, boom, Mike Pitts just hit that hole.
The flag just fell out of the pocket of one of the officials. No penalty. Sends back to throw it. Batted up in the air, batted away.
Now this is a situation, Pat, going into the wind that the Giants are probably either going to go for it on 4th down or have to punt. See what happens here. He steps into it. There comes the blitzer, William Frizzell. Simms didn't have a chance, but this is an interesting down now. On the 30, I guess they're going to try a field goal.
Hostetler's on the holder, and this is Bjorn Nitmo.
I'll tell you, I would bet there's no way he can make this field goal. I saw him try and do it 20 yards closer in the pregame warm-up. They couldn't do it.
48 yards out.
Maybe they'll go for a fake.
Hostetler not quite sure of what Bill Parcells wants.
He wanted something other than the kick. I still don't believe that he was going to go to kick the field goal in that position.
Well, they take a timeout in any case. Eagles lead 7-0 with 8:45 left to play in the first quarter. It's the Eagles 7, the Giants nothing. They still haven't run an offensive play yet. 8:45 left first quarter. Fourth and 9 at the Eagle 30. This would be about a 48-yard field goal attempt if they do kick it. And as John Madden pointed out earlier, it'll be very difficult to get it that far.
Yeah, in fact, they took a timeout. I would think that they had a fake call, because I would think in this situation you either go for it on fourth down or fake the field goal.
Officially 47 yards. Nope. Partially deflected, and I wasn't going to get there anyway.
That's like spitting in the wind. You do that, you're going to be wet a lot.
Number 56, Lawrence Taylor, playing with a broken ankle.
Did you know if you're an MCI
Randall Cunningham will open at quarterback for the Eagles. First and 10, Philadelphia, their own 30. Tony over the right side for a couple of yards. Lawrence Taylor involved in the tackle. That's the offensive line for the Eagles. Reed, Shad, Alexander, Solt, Ron Heller, the tackles. Keith Jackson starts at tight end. Byers and Tony, the two runners. Chris Carter and Ron Johnson, the wide receivers. They both come to the left this time. Second and 7. Byers split out wide to the right. And off to Tony. A gain of 6, stopped by Terry Kennard. An assist from Pepper Johnson. Here's the Giant defense. They play 3 up front. Eric Howard in the middle, Washington and Marshall the nose at the ends. Banks, Reason, Cooks, and Lawrence Taylor, the linebacker. Collins and Williams, the cornerbacks. Kynard, Kennard, and Guyton, the two safeties. 3rd and 1. This is Byers, and he won't get it. He gave it a little surge right at the end of the play, but he still didn't get it.
Well, a couple things interesting. The Eagles decided to take the win. They're only going to have it in the first quarter. I think if you have it, you have to use it. They used it very well on defense. I don't think they used it well on offense. I think that's the time you have to come out and start throwing, because you're only going to have the win in 2 periods or half of this game.
Max Runiger back to punt. Dave Meggett back deep for the Giants. 35-mile-an-hour wind swirling. There's a flag back close to Meggett.
I think that was too much time against the Eagles, Pat. They didn't get the ball snapped before the time clock ran out.
Those were just scraps of paper blowing up the field, and that does give you an indication of the wind direction. It doesn't look like it if you look at the top of the stadium, but down on the field it goes in just the opposite direction.
Delay of game, offense, repeat 4th down.
You know, as Phil Simms told us yesterday, you don't pay any attention to the flags, those little flags on the goalpost, the flags on the top of the stadium. He said the wind always goes in one direction, and that's with the Eagles right now.
Runninger is coming out of there with it. I don't think he got the first down. It's going to be close. Roussan tripped him up.
I can't believe that was an organized run here because they did it after they took the 5-yard penalty. I don't think it is. I think he started to punt. He saw that rush, that pressure come from his left side, and he also saw the hole there and decided to take it, and he was just a couple inches short.
And so the Giants take it over, 1st and 10 at the Eagle 39-yard line.
I'm sure that wasn't a planned
sure. I agree with
punt.
you. 6:06 left in the first quarter. And the Eagles leading 7-0. Anderson stopped by Pitts. No gain.
There's Max Runninger. You know, the wind affects kickers more than anyone. I would say the next area would be quarterbacks and wide receivers. But I don't know. He just saw that little pressure from the left. He probably also saw that big hole. He had to get to the 40. Like I said, he was just a couple inches short.
2nd and 10. Sims has it picked off by Clyde Simmons. Simmons still on his feet. Touchdown Eagles. 60 yards for Clyde Simmons.
You know, Phil Simms is playing or throwing with gloves on today. He has done that before, but that ball looked like it just stuck to the glove because he threw it right to Clyde Simmons.
And this is a heck of a run that Simmons makes.
Watch the ball. Again, it looks like it could stick to the gloves. You see him pump, and then he just brings it down. He just throws it right to Clyde Simmons. And then that Eagle defense, again getting another turnover. Boom, they get the ball. Whap, they change right to offense.
Brusick for the extra point. Which is perfect. And it is 14-0 with 5:15 left to play in the first quarter. Couple of very unusual touchdowns for the Eagles. Resulted in 2 touchdowns. Phil Simms has had a tough time trying to throw in this win. He's tried to pass it 3 times. He's had 1 fumble on a sack. The Eagles got a touchdown. He had 1 interception. They got a touchdown. And he had 1 batted down at the line of scrimmage. That'll give you a pretty good idea of the severity of the conditions.
You know, I don't know. I still think that that one was more a result of the gloves than it was a result of the wind. Because he had a receiver behind Clyde Simmons.
Yeah, he did.
But he threw it right at Clyde Simmons.
It's going to be Megan. Out almost to the 30-yard line.
You know, here's the play, and you're going to see Simmons come from here, and you're going to see him just get blocked here, and he'll get the pass. But if we could just start it out, we'll see what happens. You see, if we could stop it right now, you see here who he's trying to throw to. This is where he's trying to throw the ball, and it gets stopped right there. See, he just didn't get it up over. He didn't get it out there. He had a receiver there, but I think, again, the ball just stuck in the glove. Pretty nice run by the defensive
I'll tell you
lineman.
what, Zeke Moat came back. That was the last Giant involved.
We can watch this real slow now, Simms' throw, and see if it doesn't. I think, you know how sometimes you go and throw and something gets caught and then it just comes down lower than you wanted it to? I think that's what happened.
Myron Evans on the stop. That's Eric Moore. He's got the flu. We were talking about him earlier and why he wasn't playing. Suffering from cramps, throwing up, and going for the locker room right now.
And that's why the Giants' #1 draft choice last year, Brian Williams, big guy, 6'5", over 300 pounds, University of Minnesota. He's playing right guard.
Here's Sanders. Has to come out of the pocket and is tackled by Simmons.
I tell you, this Eagle defensive line is so big and strong and powerful that they don't have that quick rush the way a Minnesota Viking team does, but they just have that power rush. They just kind of take all your guys and just put them in the backfield. Just watch this shot here. Watch how all the blue jerseys are going back into white jerseys, and it's just like an avalanche collapsing on the quarterback. They just bring the whole, boom, the whole wall comes down on
They
them.
just get that big push. 3rd and 7. Ball at the Giant 33. Here comes the blitz. Complete. Lionel Manuel. Caught from behind by William Frizzell. And he saved the touchdown.
Hey, here's the pressure on the quarterback. This is what Phil Simms has to go through. He has to throw through that, and he does. He makes an excellent throw out there to Lionel Manuel. He was on Izell Jenkins. Jenkins misses the tackle there, and of course, in making the moves, Frizzell catches him from behind.
A gain of 24 yards. Anderson hit by Jesse Small right at the line of scrimmage. He might have got the yard.
It's a heck of a play by Jesse Small, because William Roberts was coming out there to block him. Jesse Small just played right off the big guard's block and made the tackle. Jesse Small, of course, was the guy who was accused of putting Luis Zendejas out in that famous bounty game on Thanksgiving. Said here he is, a leading special teams guy and starting outside linebacker now, and everyone knows him for some bounty.
Meggett is split out wide to the right this time. Sims gets it out in the direction of Moat. It just sails over his head. Again, he had to throw it in a hurry.
I think Sims is giving the motion to the sideline. It's okay. Sometimes you just don't get started the way you had it planned all week, and then that makes the whole game an uphill battle, and that's the situation the Giants are in now, and it doesn't get any easier because this Eagle defensive line is getting more and more confidence on every play.
The Giants have had the ball almost the entire first quarter. They trailed 3-0. 14-0, sorry. Sims, Ingram, touchdown. From 41 yards away.
Sims knew what he was doing just before the play. He gave the okay sign to the bench. He said, okay, we can still get him here.
Well, Bill Parcells was saying to us yesterday that Ingram is a guy who can do some things. Nitmo gets the extra point. (14-7) now with 2:08 left in the first quarter.
You can see 82 is Mark Ingram there. He's in the slot. He's going straight up the middle to the post. Bill Sims makes a nice throw. Andre Waters comes across, misses the tackle. See, this is what it is here. You see, Here he is. He's just going to come straight up here and make a post move in here. They got the Eagle defense spread out. You see they start a inside coverage. Ingram just runs right by the inside coverage. Waters finally gets over and misses at the 5. Bill Sims read that coverage perfectly. They looked like they were going to double. The double ran by Ingram to the outside guy. That left the single coverage on Ingram.
So Sims gets the Giants back after what was a disastrous start.
This is a quarterback after something good happens to him, after all those bad things that happened to him. You know, the guy they went to double out there where they left Mark Ingram on single was Dave Megan.
He can cause some things to happen.
Well, and he did in the first game. Remember that? And the Eagles even admitted that they didn't know much about Megan. He kind of surprised them, but he won't today.
Mark Higgs is the man in the middle for the Eagles. Bjorn Nitmo's kick is a line drive. And Higgs finally manages to pick up. And a flag on the play. A 15-yard return.
See Jesse Small on there starting as outside linebacker. Also big on the special teams. Had an opportunity to come off the team and said, no, he said, I want to play defense and on all the special teams.
Buddy Ryan all bundled up.
Holding 89 receiving team during the return. 10 yards, first down.
David Little, number 89.
Sim, that wind will make that hair stand up.
First and 10 Eagles at their own 20-yard line. It's only their second offensive series. Here's Cunningham. Gets it outside to Jackson. He gets away from Banks. Another flag on the play. Lawrence Taylor was over with an assist.
And the guy that called that one is the guy who called penalties on the tight end. It's either holding on the tight end or against the tight end. You can see there, it's probably going to be against Jackson for pushing off.
He does it a lot.
Pass interference. 88 offense, 10 yards, repeat first down.
That's what it was. You know, Jackson comes out there and he runs that short stuff and he just gets open at about 3, 4, 5 yards. Sometimes he'll make moves to do it. Sometimes he'll just push the linebacker down and do it.
Cunningham behind Byers.
I think Lawrence Taylor has just taken himself out. They say that they didn't substitute for him, but he had just taken himself out on that last play. And Lawrence Taylor did start. He does have a broken right ankle. And I think, like he said yesterday, it's can he play and how long can he play and how well can he play.
Second and 20. Here's Cunningham. Chased by Washington. He gets it to Jackson. Greg Cox made the stop.
That's the thing that Cunningham gives a football team. That's the thing that you really can't defend. The Giants wanted to flush Cunningham to the left side, away from Jackson. But you really can't control that because you don't know how he's going to react. You see, he reacts. John Washington has containment. He just can't catch him. But the thing they worry about, if he runs to the side that he has Jackson, then that gives them double jeopardy.
He's going to put it up again. For Ron Johnson. Underthrown but complete. Terry Kennard was back there with him, a pickup of 32 yards.
This is the type of thing in this kind of game. Sometimes you can just throw those things up. Look at that ball. It looks like a knuckleball. And again, the receiver just sees it. He comes back. There were really two guys there. Ron Johnson makes the better adjustment on it. I would think this is a smart thing. The Eagles are taking timeout now. There's only 17 seconds left in this quarter. So they want another play or two with the win. And I'll guarantee you this is 100% different going this way than it is the other way.
It's almost impossible to throw the other way, although Sims threw a couple of strikes to get the Giants touchdown. Cunningham 2 out of 3. They put 5 seconds back on the clock now. I think that's what Cunningham was talking to the official about.
Well, he took time out, and I guess he said it was 22 when he took time out, and they let it run down to 17. So they just put 5 more seconds. And really, he can get a couple of passes here. I don't think they could get 3 passes and a field goal.
Pepper Johnson in the game. So is Lawrence Taylor. We're at Giants Stadium. Must game for both teams, the Eagles and the Giants. Philadelphia leading 14-0. 1st and 10. Cunningham started out, pulled up, incomplete. Ron Johnson was the intended receiver. Perry Williams was there to break it up.
Perry Williams makes a better judgment on this ball. Watch, it's just thrown up there. They're pushing each other around. Perry Williams really has a position on it, and then the ball was short. He just dropped it out as Ron Johnson took a swipe at it.
It'll bring up 2nd and 10 with 15 seconds still remaining. Chris Carter wide right. Johnson and Byers split left. To Jackson. And a flag on the play.
And that's that same area. The guy calls it on the tight end. Again, it's probably another pushing off against Jackson. Hey, someone must have alerted the officials that Keith Jackson pushes off.
Delay of game. Offense, 5 yards. Repeat 2nd down. Please reset the clock to 15 seconds.
Well, that one wasn't pushing off, and
Nope.
It wasn't on Keith Jackson. They didn't get the ball snapped. Usually when you see the flag come from that area, it's against the tight end. That time, that same official was just watching the clock.
So they put 4 seconds back on the clock again. 2nd and 15 coming up.
Well, the Eagles have 2 more plays, and I'm sure if they're not successful there, they'd like to be able to kick a field goal with this win.
Another flag on the play. Cunningham gets a free one. Now they stop it. And those 4 seconds went off the clock again.
66 offense. 5 yards, still 2nd down.
They had 22 seconds of wind, and they were trying to keep that wind, and they keep getting penalized.
And it's still 2nd down.
And it's driving that coaching staff for the Eagles crazy.
2nd and 20 now.
That's funny how you budget something and you're going to use it, you're using it, then you keep losing it as you use it. Going nowhere fast.
All kinds of times we're coming out of bounds by Adrian White.
Adrian White is the guy who is mirroring Cunningham. When you get a guy like Randall Cunningham, you always have a spy or someone who is going to stay with him in case he runs. On that play, it was Adrian White, because it has to be a guy that can catch him. Watch him here. Here's Adrian White here. Here's Cunningham. Watch, he's just mirroring him. When he starts to run, he takes off against him.
3rd and 13. Cunningham back to throw it again. He had a vacation back there. Jackson was open. Incomplete. That's the end of the first quarter with the score. The Eagles 14 and the Giants 7. Giants Stadium. Eagles 14, Giants 7. We begin the second quarter. Giants had the ball 10 minutes and 19 seconds in the first quarter. The Eagles only 4:41. But they got 2 touchdowns. Both by the defense.
Well, that's Buddy Ryan's philosophy, that your defense goes out there and plays and not only stops the team but scores themselves.
Here's Runiger. Meggett standing back at about the 10. Takes an Eagle bounce. And Terry Hogue downs it at about the 5. A 25-yard punt by Runiger. Here's the way it happened. Sims was sacked by Reggie White. Andre Waters took a lateral from Frizzell to get the first Eagle touchdown, and then an interception by Clyde Simmons, and he took it back 60 yards. Then it was Sims' 41-yard touchdown pass to Mark Ingram. 1st and 10, Giants at their own 7-yard line. Let's go to work with that wind. It was to Moat. Knocked loose by Jesse Small.
Bill Parcells was telling us yesterday that Zeke Moat has to be a big item for him today. In fact, he said he thinks that he'd like to see him catch 5 to 8 passes, because he thinks what they're going to do is take away Meggett, and in doing so give some tight end stuff. He said Moat's feeling better than he has in a month.
Well, he's got the kind of coverage that he wanted. Got a linebacker covering his tight end. 2nd and 10. Anderson draw play. Picked up a couple, stopped by Reggie White.
I think Reggie White said that a couple games ago they played in Denver and it was real cold, and the guys decided they weren't going to wear shirts underneath. He said they were going to give him what he calls, his 19-inch arms. He calls them the 19-gun salute. And he said, that's a bunch of baloney. He said, today it's so cold, I'm going to wear a shirt under there. He said the 19-gun salute's going to be at ease.
3rd and 7 and 8. Sims just barely got rid of it. He was hit by Jerome Brown back in the end zone.
You see what Brown and Reggie White do? They just take that whole thing. In fact, Jerome Brown looked like he hurt his left shoulder again. He's had problems with his shoulder, but watch the pressure they give. Brown coming straight up the middle. He just runs right over Roberts. Reggie White just runs right by Riesenberg, and everything collapses as a quarterback's trying to step forward.
Landetta back in his own end zone. Henry Williams, Gizmo, standing at the Eagle 45. Takes a great giant hop. And out of bounds. It looked like a disastrous punt by Landetta, and it turned out pretty good. 53 yards, in fact. So just under 14 minutes left in the second quarter. Eagles lead by a touchdown.
Now, the way you vacuum your rug.
To summarize the game so far, in what turned out to be a key move, the Eagles won the toss and kicked off. And pretty soon they had a touchdown by their defense. Lawrence Taylor started the game. Phil Simms started off in disastrous fashion, but then got it back against the wind.
And I think it's going to be that type of game. When these two teams play, they play the first half and they kind of feel things out. Then the third quarter, and I just have the feeling this is going to be one of those games like every time the Eagles or Giants play, it's going to come down to the end of the fourth quarter.
That's Byers. Stays on his feet and picked up 6 yards. Myron Guyton made the stop with John Washington.
One thing the Eagles feel, if they're going to run, they're going to run to their right. They feel with Ron Heller, he's their best blocker now and their healthiest guy against John Washington, that gives them their advantage on that side.
Heller's got a broken thumb, though, on his left hand. He's got a huge cast on top of that.
In fact, he has to have surgery on it after the game. They're going to put some pins in it.
That was Tony. Eric Howard was the first Giant there, a loss of 1.
One thing, and I've always said this, if you're going to run, you have to get the nose tackle block. And that's all a nose tackle does, is hang in there and take on that run in the middle. Now that's Ken Reeves, who's injured now. He was taking the place of Matt Darwin, who was a normal starting left tackle. So the Eagles could be in trouble here. There's Darwin there. Darwin was injured on Thanksgiving Day. In fact, it was his left knee. You can see the brace on there.
What they'll have to do is move their center, their regular center, Dave Alexander, out to left tackle and put Dave Remington in. Unless Darwin can go, and it looks like he might be able to do it.
I think he's going to try and do it. He came out there. He checked Ken Reeves himself, brought his helmet with him, put his chin strap on, so he's in the huddle and going to try it. Ken Reeves, of course, was the starter at one time at left tackle. Then Darwin became the starter. Buddy Ryan felt Darwin was just getting the feel. He held out and missed all training camp.
Looks like he's already got a brace on both knees. Most of the offensive linemen do in some fashion.
I think that's smart. I think that whether you have an injury or not, I think as a preventive thing, especially for offensive linemen, they should all wear knee braces.
3rd and 6. Both Darwin and Reeves went to Texas A&M at the same time. Now they're roommates on the road.
Yeah, we're talking about Ron Heller, the other tackle, playing with the cast on the left thumb. They didn't have time to do the surgery so he could play this week, so they're going to put pins in it tomorrow.
On 3rd down now. Outside Jackson, and he'll have the first down. Myron Guyton chased him out. He does get open.
Bill Parcells was saying that those are the 3 guys you got to defend. I mean, those are the 3 guys that do things in addition to Cunningham. He said 1 is Jackson, 2 is Byers, and then 3 is Chris Carter, who's been coming up with some big plays now.
1st and 10. Cunningham to Tony. Maybe 2. Terry Kennard up to make the stop.
I think what they're trying to do, Pat, is work and check out Lawrence Taylor. Their plan was, again, to stay away from Taylor, go to the right side. But when you know a guy has a broken ankle, you might as well just run over here and check out and see what you got. They have Byers on him, pull the guard out on him, block him. And you can see Taylor, he can line up out there, but he just can't push off. And that's going to be his problem all day.
It's amazing that he can play at all.
He is an amazing guy.
Cunningham out of the pocket. To Jackson, who comes down with it and goes out of bounds to 25. Myron Guyton made the stop. This guy's a heck of an athlete.
Jackson's trying to get the crowd excited, and he's on the road. But this is the type of thing that the Giants didn't want to happen. They didn't want Cunningham to be able, 1, to get out to his right and get the ball out there to Jackson. That time, Cunningham got out on a bootleg to his right, and Jackson came across the field. So they both ended up on the right.
23-yard pickup, 1st down, Eagles. They're at the 25. Picked off by Pepper Johnson. Yard interception return by Pepper Johnson. That's his third interception of the year. If the Giants take it over, the Eagles still lead 14-7.
You know, as we look at that last play, it was tough to see who Randall Cunningham was throwing to. We watch him. He rolls out here. Now, if you look here, he has Giles here, and he has Johnson here. Now, he threw it kind of right between them to Pepper Johnson. You see, Johnson was going deep on a corner. Giles was short, and Pepper Johnson came off covering Giles and picked it off.
So it's 1st and 10 Giants. Manuel goes in motion. Is able to hang on to this one. Byron Evans made the hit. And a flag on the play back at the line of scrimmage.
He was really hit by Andre Waters. That was like two cars colliding. Mowat had to catch that ball.
Holding, number 59, offense, 10 yards, repeat first down.
Brian Williams called for holding. That's the first Giant penalty of today.
That was a heck of a throw, a heck of a catch, and a heck of a hit. Watch Waters there. Waters almost collapses as he makes that hit, but he hit Mowat just as he caught that thing.
1st and 20. Ball back at the 14. Odessa Turner split out wide left. Deflected again. Howard Cross was the intended receiver, a rookie tight end. But one of the Eagle defenders got a hand on it again.
I know that Howard Cross isn't the guy they wanted to throw to. They had David Meggett out there split out wide. They were trying to get Andre Waters, who's a strong safety, run support guy, isolated. They had him isolated, but they threw it to Cross, but I'm sure that the pattern they meant to go out there to make it.
2nd and 20 now. Fake throw. Pass is picked off. Eric Allen. And the Eagles get it back to the 30. Odessa Turner brought him down.
That was the same thing. They had Meggett out there, and they got him out there, but they didn't have a gun. See, here's Meggett here. This is a matchup they're trying to get. But in bringing Meggett into here, then they pick up the other corner coming over here. They were trying to get these two guys, but they don't stay man-to-man all the time. Now watch Meggett coming from the outside, coming in here. Now watch Eric Allen becomes free, and he comes over. Sims didn't look at him. Sims didn't see it. He was watching Meggett on Waters.
That is Eric Allen's 8th interception of the year. He leads the NFL now. Handoff is to Tony. Behind the line of scrimmage. No gain. Pepper Johnson, John Washington.
You know, an interesting thing, the Philadelphia Eagles players voted the offensive, defensive, and special teams MVP this year. Who would you think the players would vote as the offensive MVP?
I would guess Cunningham or Jackson.
Yeah, that's what I would think. Or maybe a Keith Byers who has 50 catches. Anyway, it's the old right tackle, Ron Heller. Number 73 was chosen as the Eagles MVP. That's a heck of an honor.
Really? That's Byers. Byers gets down to the 20. Stopped by Kennard and Taylor.
What do we got here?
But he got 10 yards. He rolled away from the initial contact.
This is what an ex-Ohio State runner runs like. You run in there and you never stop those feet going. And if there's a spinner or something you can do, you do that. Then when someone comes to tackle, you just give him the shoulder. You see who was in on that tackle all the way across the field? Lawrence
56.
Taylor.
61.
Eagles out in a hurry. Third down and about a yard. Two yards should be enough, and it is. At the conclusion of today's game, we will select players of the game from each team who will be candidates for the National Miller Lite Player of the Week honors. And Cunningham gets up limping. To about the 15, again stopped by Washington, a gain of 3.
You know, Cunningham is still limping out there because I was going to say this is an area where the Eagles are having trouble, where they come back and have trouble getting in from the 20-yard line. Let's watch that last play. See, it's a quarterback sneak. Cunningham hates to run quarterback sneak.
You can see why.
Yeah, I mean, guys just pile on you. But this is an area where he's very successful running from, and I don't know if he can.
Second and 8. Fires. Stopped by Leonard Marshall. The hole closed quickly. He only got 2 yards.
That's what Cunningham likes to do down here. Instead of coming in tight, he likes to spread the defense out. Like go 4 wide receivers, or in their case, you split Byers and Jackson, make it that 4 wide receiver look, make them cover man coverage, and then either throw it or be able to run for a long way.
Third and 6. It's Jackson on the move this time. Handoff to Cooney is missed. Flag on the play. The Eagles got the ball back. They just messed up the exchange.
There's no foul. I meant to put my beanbag down and start to find the fumble.
It's so cold, the referee can't even talk.
He meant to put his beanbag down, he said.
Yeah, and the flag came out. He mixed, I mean, stuff like that happens when it's cold. You know, you go for your beanbag and you come up with your flag. You think one thing's another.
Ruzick from 35 yards out. And it's going to be tough. It's good.
That was an amazing kick because we saw him try that in the pregame warm-up.
17-7. The Eagles lead it. (17-7). Pat Summerall with John Madden. Randall Cunningham seems to be okay. He limped a little after that quarterback sneak. Maybe he was just trying to convince him not to ask him to do it again.
You know, in the pregame show, he was talking to Brent Musburger. They had him down there on the side, and he darn near blew away. And he was saying, it's windy here, it's moving me.
Line drive kickoff. Mark Ingram finally tracks it down. And the Eagles track him down. A lot of running for not much going on. Army-Navy next Saturday at 2:30 Eastern Time here on CBS. A series that's tied at 41-41-7. They all began way back in 1890. This will be their 90th meeting. That's next Saturday here on CBS. Seven plays, 12 yards. Ruzick hit the field goal. The Eagles a 10-point lead. Lewis Tillman is the ball carrier this time. A pickup of 2.
One thing about that Eagle defense, that, you know, they're so big and strong that they give you the strong pass rush and the strong against the run. And this is the guy that's the key to the whole thing, Reggie White. Like Buddy Ryan was talking last night, and he said, it's simple. If they can block Reggie White, they can win.
And if we can block Lawrence Taylor, we can win.
Yep. You can see right there, he's on the right in the middle of the screen. You can see his left knee there is starting to collapse. He was down there. Watch it, it's right in there on the left of the screen. You see his left knee down there? And then he's getting pressure on the knee as the knee is bent, and he's getting blocked over the top. Hey, when you talk about dominant players in this league, Reggie White has to be on the list, if not at the top of the list.
He surely does.
He is one of the best players in football, and you know, he's a heck of a guy. I mean, he's one of those guys that really believes that if you're a professional athlete, you have to be a role model. And he is a guy who lives life and enjoys life and always tries to be a role model for kids. And he got those 19 gun salutes. He got them covered up today.
He got the sack that led to the Eagles' first touchdown. Knocked the ball loose from Phil Simms.
And he gets penetration on every play.
He just caves things in. Steve Kafusi has taken his place. Simms back to throw it. Ingram again. And he whirls down to the Eagle 41. Andre Waters finally brought him down. A 20-yard pickup.
This was a guy Bill Parcells said. He said, we got to get the ball more to Ingram. He said, there's two guys that can make plays for us, Mark Ingram and Stephen Baker. He said, we just don't get it to him enough, and we have to today. That's the second big play to Ingram. Of course, he's the guy that got the one giant touchdown.
This is Tillman. And he's hit behind the line. Jesse Small there to bring it down. For an NFL update, let's take you back to our New York studios and Brent Musburger.
Well, Pat, we've all speculated that Monday night and back to New York may have taken something out of the Giants, but it might have taken something out of the 49ers, too. Atlanta, inside of 2 minutes, has jumped ahead of the 49ers on that TD pass, 10-6. 1 minute to go in the first half in Atlanta. Back to Pat and John.
We have 5:40 left at Giant Stadium. 17-7, the Eagles leading. Second and 11. For Odessa Turner. Batted away by Eric Allen at the last second. Another guy who keep getting better and better.
Well, number 21 is Eric Allen, and you know, Buddy Ryan has the saying when he talks about a guy, if a guy's a good player, he'll use the word Pro Bowl. And he uses that with Eric Allen. In fact, he said last night, he says he's having a Pro Bowl year. He says all his players are good. You know, I mean, they're all great. They're doing good. This guy's doing fine. But when he said the guy's a Pro Bowl player, he's a step above good in Buddy's eyes.
Third and 11. Incomplete. Intended for Lionel Manuel.
Isaiah Jenkins had that good coverage that time.
Looks like they might go for it again. Yep. Better take advantage of that wind while you can.
Well, and then his thinking has to be here that he's inside the 50. If he doesn't make it, at least the Eagles have to go into the wind. I don't know if I would make that drastic a decision this early in the game. The Giants only had 10 guys on the field. That makes it a little tougher. They were in a 4-wide receiver formation, and they only had 3. Lionel Manuel wasn't on the field.
And Simms had to go over to the sideline and make sure he got somebody else in there.
Well, it's tough when you look out there and you're going to pass and you're in the shotgun, and You see that you don't have a receiver out there. One thing Bill Parcells has done a lot this year, as we just saw, is go for it on 4th down, and he's had a lot of success.
John Reggie White's back in the game on the Philadelphia defense. They put a brace on, and he only missed a couple of plays.
But, you know, I think when you get a guy like Reggie White, he tells you that this is the biggest game he's ever played in his life. He isn't going to stay on the sidelines a long time.
Sims is 3 out of 12. The 1 touchdown pass to Ingram. 5:18 left to play. The Giants down to 1 timeout remaining in the first half. Now they got the 4 wide receivers where they want them. Sims to Meggett.
That wouldn't have been close to a first down anyway. You know, Meggett dropped that pass. Meggett had a big game against the Eagles the last time they played. He has yet to get his hands on the ball in the first half.
Only on kickoff returns, not on a regular offensive setup.
And that's what the Eagles are telling him. You know, they said that you sneaked up on us the first time. And I think part of it has been that they haven't gotten the ball to Meggett. It's a windy day and all those things. And the other thing is good Eagle defense.
So the Eagles take over, 1st and 10. Line of scrimmage, their own 42. Cunningham to Byers, right up the middle. Stopped by Pepper Johnson, a pickup of 5.
They're still working on Reggie White's knee over there. That he's the guy that this defense is built around. Buddy Ryan's always believed that you start your defense with a defensive line, then linebackers, and if you have that group, anyone can play in the secondary.
2nd and 5. Tony, and he breaks out of the pack, and we'll have an Eagle first down before he's finally stopped by Myron Guyton.
That's the best play that Anthony Tony runs, and it's called 31 slant. Beck Byers says he hates to run it. If it's called, he just lets Tony run it. It's just straight up the middle. It's the old pick-a-hole. You hand it to the back. You run him straight up the middle, and he picks a hole. Byers was telling us last night, there's no one that does that better than Anthony Tony. So if he calls it and I'm in there, I always let him carry that one.
That's Tony again. This time, not quite so successful. Eric Howard, the man who made the tackle. Pickup of 3.
You're going to run 31 slant in there. That's right at the nose tackle. You have to get the nose tackle blocked. Eric Howard on that last one held his own in there. And then if he can hold it for a while, then the sides can collapse and help you.
Brings up a 2nd and 7 situation with 3 minutes and 5 seconds left to play in the first half. Cunningham gets it out to Jackson, who loses the handle. Giants have it. Pepper Johnson.
Gary Reasons was coming across the field, Pat. I thought he missed the tackle. But watch 55. It's coming across here. He knocks the ball out. Watch it right there. Reasons just slaps it out in Jackson's hands, and then Pepper Johnson comes up with it. But in the thing, I was thinking, I was watching Reasons come across, and I thought he missed the tackle, and he probably did, but by missing the tackle, he slapped at the ball and knocked it out.
He did overrun by Jackson, no question about it.
You know, that's getting to be a bigger thing in pro football now. I think the tackling is going down, but everyone is going for that strip.
chase, but he gets the ball to Tillman. Byron Evans finally knocked him out of bounds. Sims under heavy pressure again from Clyde Simmons.
And that was one that he had to get rid of. As you said, he was getting the pressure. And the only thing that he had was Tillman. Lewis Tillman, the rookie from Jackson State, who's been playing more and more as the season progresses for the Giants. But that was the only thing he had on that loop pattern.
It was the only thing he had time for. 2nd and 1. Meggett. Incomplete.
Now watch what Reggie White does, Pat, right here to a guy, even when it's not a big pass rush, he just takes Riesenberg and just brings him right into the backfield. But even when it's not a big move, watch him how he just takes him and just starts him running backwards. And as Sims is throwing, you not only got Reggie White there, but you got your own guy getting in your way.
3rd and short. Tillman. Maybe with that last lunge, you got the first down. Reggie White and Clyde Simmons converge. He did get the first down.
You know, the Eagle defense, most of the guys are wearing those black shoes. It's an interesting thing. I was watching now, the Eagle coaches are wearing them. Buddy Ryan's wearing black shoes today. This has to be a big one.
Intended for Mowat, slightly behind him.
And that you see the defensive coordinator. Your players are going to wear them. You got them. Buddy Ryan is there. He has on the black shoes. They've gotten the letters from the league office saying it's against the uniform code. Uniform code is everyone has to wear the same color. But heck, the 49ers did it all year.
Oh, yeah.
Went to the Super Bowl last year. Half the team wearing black shoes.
2nd and 10. Flag on the play as Sims goes deep. Manuel has it. Isaiah Jenkins back there with him, but a flag back at the line of scrimmage. It's going to be against the Eagles.
A heck of a throw.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, illegal head slap, 99 defense. Half the distance from the dead ball spot, 1st and goal.
That's right there. That's going to be a illegal head slap to the head. You see it right there by Jerome Brown. He takes his right hand and slaps Bart Oates in the head.
And we get the 2-minute warning. Eagles lead by 10.
Here's Lionel Manuel here. Here's Isaiah Jenkins. And watch what happens here. It's going to be a double coverage thing. You see on top, here's Jay. He lets him go. Now here's the safety, Frizzell. He takes a bite on Moad here, and that lets Manuel get behind Jenkins. See Frizzell here? Now right now, he looks in there. Then by the time he turns back, it's too late.
And it brings up 1st and goal from the 6-yard line. Heck of a throw by Sims. That's Meggett. The ball's loose and the Eagles come up with it. Byron Evans makes the recovery. Mike Pitts made the hit.
The Giants had their load offense in there, 3 tight ends. So you know that was the side they were going to power. I'm surprised that they put a power formation in with a small back like Meggett. I would think you would put a power formation in with a power running back. Watch the play. You see over here, you got the 3 tight ends on the right side there. seeing they're all power, all blocking man, but again, you got the rookie running in there. You know, and I think that's the place that you need an Otis Anderson.
That's the 4th turnover by the Giants. They only have 1 timeout left now. The Eagles have all of theirs. Beg your pardon, the Eagles only have 2 left. A minute 42 in the first half.
Yeah, but the Eagles are doing the thing that got them here. I mean, they have this lead of 17-7 because of the turnover. You say the Giants are giving turnovers. Buddy Ryan's saying, we make turnovers.
Most of the time, if Buddy Ryan's involved in the coaching, you get some turnovers.
Among other things.
It'll be 1st and 5.
Joe! Make Mitch!
That's Tony. Gets a little bit more room and an Eagle first down.
You know, the interesting decision is going to be at halftime for the Giants and Bill Parcells. It's going to be their choice. Do they take the win in the 3rd quarter? And when you're down 17-7, maybe you can't wait to get the win in the 4th quarter.
It'll be a difficult decision, though.
I think that was a big, big turnover, that last one. I think had they gotten in there and scored, they could have taken the win, put the Eagles with the win in the 3rd and kept it for themselves with a 4th.
But it's hard to do.
I don't know that they can now.
When you're down by 10. That's Tony again. Stopped by Eric Howard. Picked up 2.
I think if I were the Giants, I would be using my timeouts, and try and get the ball here, and try and make them punt into the wind, not let them just run the clock out here.
Well, they've only got 1 timeout left.
Well, maybe they're going to wait until after the next down.
Coming up at the half, the NFL Today with Brent Nerve and all the scores and highlights from around the league. 2nd and 8. And the Eagles will be content just to let things run out. And obviously the Giants will too. No, now they take a timeout.
No, the Giants can't. Yeah, the Giants can take a timeout now.
So with 7 seconds to go, they do that. They lead by 10.
If you thought you had to give up comfort to get a...
7 seconds left. 17-7, the Eagles over the Giants, who are out of timeouts now.
Hey, that time that the Giants went on 4th down and only had 10 guys on the field and had to burn a timeout there, that really hurt them in this situation.
The other time, earlier,
right,
it was 4th down and they had to call a timeout. So, as they head for the locker room, that's the end of the first half with the score. The Eagles 17, the Giants 7.
CBS. Great taste of McDonald's. Diet Coke with 100% NutraSweet, just for the taste of it. And by Toyota's quality line of cars and trucks. Toyota, I love what you do for me.
Across the Hudson River, we're at Giant Stadium. And it feels like we're at Hudson Bay. You know, we were talking before the game, John. You get up here and you get sort of removed from the field, and it looks so innocent. It looks like it's a nice day.
Yeah, you know, you see the pictures of the players down there, and it's clear. And although you can tell from the fans, you talk about the players that have to be tough. You know, getting out there and hitting and cracking and running and jumping and stuff. But the fans have to be pretty tough, too, to sit out. At least the players, they're on those heat warmers. These people here, they just have to sit there. They don't have them.
And the players can get up and run around. As they did. This is some of the highlights of the first half. Reggie White with a sack on Phil Simms. And the Eagles take advantage of that.
That was the way that they started. Phil Simms had really a tough start early here. Again, he had that fumble. Then he throws this one right to Clyde Simmons, who makes a heck of a run. He was thinking a lateral net, but he ran it in. Yep. I think that one, I still think that it's tough for a quarterback to play with gloves on.
Here's the Giants scoring play.
And Simms proves me wrong. I say that I've always liked as a quarterback, I like them to have skin on leather, not leather on leather or rubber on leather. I think you always wear gloves to grip something. And when you throw a ball, I don't know that you want to grip it.
Cunningham's got some of those hand warmers inside those pockets.
I think he has a lot of stuff in there. He got the warmer and then warmers inside the warmers.
They're the 4 Giant turnovers and the results. Eagle touchdown, Eagle field goal, and then they fumbled inside the 5 just at the end of the half.
Yeah, that was a fumble that would have been or could have been 7 for the Giants.
The other side, interception by Pepper Johnson of the Giants and a fumble recovery by Pepper Johnson.
And then the Giants came right back and threw an interception and fumbled, so they didn't get any good out of it. And that's really the story of the first half is the pressure the Eagles have put on the Giants and the coming up with the turnovers. And then after they come up with the turnovers, making into scoring opportunities or scoring on the turnover.
Again, in the event you might be just joining us, they're talking about the possibility, if the temperature keeps on like it is, with the wind chill factor being -10 by the time the game is over.
Well, it's interesting here, Pat, that the Giants are taking the wind. So, and I think that was probably based on the fact that they're down by 10 points. So if the Giants are going to win this game, they're going to have to get it right here in the third quarter. They're making the Eagles kick off into the wind. They got to get the ball. The fourth quarter is going to be tough. And if they're going to make their move, they got to get started on it right here on this kickoff return.
Meggett and Ingram back to return the kick. Standing all the way up at the 20-yard line. Ruzick. Ready to start the second half. 17-7 Eagles. Meggett at about the 18. Outside the 40 to about the 43. David Little made the stop, but a 25-yard return by Meggett.
Yeah, that's the thing about this game. You get all the hype, you get all the hoopla, you get all excited, but you have to keep it. You have to get it in the first half. Now you got to come out with that same excitement and do it right now in the third quarter. Then you have to do it in the fourth, and at the end of the game, that thing has to keep going throughout the game on you.
And as you pointed out, it's going to be difficult to do anything in the fourth quarter with the temperature dropping and the wind just as strong.
And that's not the way they wanted to start. William Roberts just jumped, so that's going to put the Giants 5 yards in the hole.
6 offense, 5 yards, no first down.
Opening moments of the second half. The Eagles can tie the Giants for first place in the NFC East with a victory. And they would have beaten them twice head-to-head. So they'd certainly be in the driver's seat. That's Ingram, and he's got it. Lionel Manuel, sorry. A pickup of 39.
That's the one you're going to see. The Giants start off with 3 guys on the right side. Then they come in motion, and Lionel Manuel's coming in motion. He's going to go straight up the middle. Started on the right side, came in motion to the left side, and then went right up the middle. In fact, Phil Simms believes that's one thing they could do to the Eagles. Put a guy in motion and throw to the guy you put in motion.
Manuel has 3 catches now for 112 yards. He made a great adjustment on that one. For Moat, no. And it was there.
Well, the Giants came out when they decided to take the win. They know they had to go for it. You can't just run the ball and make things happen. You got to throw it. They threw it. It went right through his hands. You can't make any better throw than that. Professional receiver has to catch that ball.
It'll bring up 2nd and 10 from the Eagle 23. Ball knocked up in the air again. And a flag on the play.
Lionel Manuel was downfield, and Isaiah Jenkins really hit him. Now, I don't know that that's what they're calling, because that was beyond 5 yards from the line of scrimmage. Manuel was the move man going downfield, and Jenkins unloaded on him. And that's the guy that I think Phil Simms was trying to throw to.
And the Eagles are saying, I'm sure that the ball was deflected. So once it's touched,
illegal shot.
Illegal contact, number 46 defense. The fact that the ball was tipped has no bearing on the foul. The foul occurred before the tip.
See, now it is a motion, guy. Now watch it right there. See, right there is where Isaiah Jenkins hit Lionel Manuel, and that was the guy that Simms was going to throw to. It was the same type of pattern. Started in motion, came across, and then he hit him.
and he said, Gordon McCarter said the fact that the ball was tipped has no effect because the contact took place before the ball was touched. Reggie White is the man, by the way, who deflected the ball. Flag on the play again. And the pass is picked off by Eric Allen, but the Eagles were offside.
I think that was a free play for Phil Simms. I'm surprised he just threw a flat. When you get a free one, you try and just throw it in the end zone. That could have been the play, though, that iced it for the Eagles.
Eric Allen brought it back 86 yards.
Number 99 defense.
But Jerome Brown was offside.
5-yard penalty. Still repeat first down.
That's the second time Jerome Brown has been offside. Plus he's had a head slap. Yeah, I don't think it was Jerome Brown.
I think it was Clyde Simmons.
I think it was Clyde Simmons up on top, 96. I think that was an unfair one for Jerome Brown. In fact, he's saying he didn't do anything. Yeah, I think it's right up here. I think it's Clyde Simmons right there. Yeah,
Has to be.
Has to be.
1st and 5. Meggett split wide to the right this time.
They had that marker. They had it up 6. They gave him 6 yards on the penalty.
Draw play to Anderson. To about the 12, stopped by Byron Evans. Pickup of only a yard.
Byron Evans has really come along as a middle linebacker for this Eagle defense. In fact, Buddy Ryan was saying last night that he thinks He's the hardest hitting middle linebacker in the league now. Watch him on this tackle. That is the way you tackle him. When you get square up with the guy, you wrap your arms, and that's the end of the run.
2nd and 4. Sims threw it to the photographers.
I don't know if Odessa Turner was supposed to come across the middle, but Odessa Turner pulled up lane right in the middle of the end zone, right in the middle of his pattern. So Phil Sims had pretty good protection, but he looked down there and he didn't have anyone open, and Odessa Turner wasn't running the pattern anymore. Let's watch the pattern. Just let it run here. You'll see cross comes in motion. Odessa Turner is coming up from the top side. See him coming across? And he just stopped right there in the middle. I think the reason he stopped, it looked like a couple of guys hit him in there.
I hope so. The way he's limping. 3rd down. Ingram goes in motion this time. And Sims is sacked. Wes Hopkins. 3rd sack of the day by the Eagles.
Both these safeties of the Eagles, Wes Hopkins and Andre Waters, are both good tacklers and both good blitzers. You see him, he's coming as a secondary thing. He was covering Megan. Hopkins wasn't really coming on a blitz. He was coming up to cover Dave Megan. When Megan blocked, that freed up Hopkins to tackle Sims.
From 38 yards, it'll be Bjorn Nitmo. Hostetler holding. It's good. So it's 17-10 now, the Eagles lead, with 12:39 left in the 3rd. Next Sunday, the Cowboys will be at Philadelphia, Detroit, Chicago, New Orleans, Buffalo, Atlanta, Minnesota, Tampa Bay at Houston. We'll be in Denver with the Giants against the Broncos. Also late, Phoenix at the Raiders. It all begins at 12:30 Eastern Time with the NFL Today. Bjorn Nitmo set to kick it off for the Giants. Mark Higgs back deep for the Eagles. He'll take it at the 5. Higgs out of the pack. Good stiff on. Nitmo in on the tackle.
Well, you know, all that talk about bounties and stuff, Nitmo said, he said, that doesn't scare me. He said, I'm just going to go in there and go against him and stick my head in there. And when I heard that, I was wondering, where are you going to stick your head? Maybe this is it. He just stuck his shoulder in there, got the legs behind him. That was a pretty good little jolt from a guy named Nitmo. There ought to be some more name to that.
First down, Eagles. That's Tony. A couple for an update. Let's go quickly back to New York and Brent Musburger.
And Pat, let me quickly give you the story on the 49ers. Joe Montana out, Steve Young in. The Super Bowl hero gets free for the deep pass, and the Niners have the lead right now over Atlanta, 13-10. Let's go back to Pat and John.
Here at Giant Stadium, it's 17-10. With 12 minutes left to play in the 3rd quarter. Eagles lead it by a touchdown.
Lawrence Taylor there playing on a broken ankle. I think the thing that he can get out there and play, but he just can't make that extra push, you know. And he's been there, but he really hasn't been a big part of this game.
That's Tony again. Picked up 3. It'll bring up 3rd and 5. Stopped by Carl Banks.
I think the Giants, you know, had decided that they were going to go for it and have to win it in the 3rd quarter. They got 3 points on that drive. Now the defense has to stop them here. You have to stop them, get the ball back, because you have 11 minutes back, and you'd like to get like 3 or 4 possessions in this quarter.
They're coming after Cunningham. The ball bounced off one Eagle and came up in the hands of Keith Jackson. It bounced off Byers, I believe, or Chris Carter, and Jackson came up with it.
That's right. It bounced off Chris Carter. Again, Cunningham is really dangerous when he rolls out. He's throwing to Carter, and it hit Carter into coverage at the same time. That was Sheldon White there. And it came off Sheldon White and Carter, and Keith Jackson was there.
And they come up with a 33-yard gain as a result.
And I'll tell you, in this situation, going into the win, that's a big, big play.
Jackson has 5 catches now for 99 yards. Cunningham fakes to Tony. Gets it outside to Byers. Stays on his feet. And Byers is still rambling.
Now, Byers does so much for this team. He's really a complete player. He came into the game. He had 50 catches. He blocks. He runs. He can throw the ball. He catches it. He lines up as a back, a tight end, a wide receiver. They say, I mean, this guy's a football player.
They're going to measure over on the sidelines to see if he got enough for a first down, and he did.
You know, the thing about Byers, he's so much bigger. You know, we talked to him last night, and he's so thick. You know, I mean, he's like 235, 240 pounds, like 6 foot. I mean, he is really a plug. I mean, he's really a tough guy to bring down.
Buddy Ryan was saying we knew that he could catch the ball, although he didn't catch many times at Ohio State. But he was a heck of a basketball player.
Basketball player in high school, he said. One thing about Buddy, he checks them out all the way back.
Tony to about the 6. A gain of 11. Stopped by Kennard.
Well, that's that play again, that 31 slant. That's Anthony Tony's one play. He's going to hit that thing. But they're just going to take that straight up the middle. Boom, man blocking. You find a crease and a pick a hole. They just gave him a little crease between the nose tackle and the end. Marshall knocked him out, and Anthony Tony hit that hole.
First and goal from the 6.
But the big plays were the 2 running passes by Randall Cunningham. This is an audible.
It's to Byers. He's close. Banks finally brought him down.
You see that? This was an audible, and Cunningham saw something. He had Byers at the fullback instead of Tony, so Byers got to run the play that Tony usually runs. I guess that ball didn't break the plane of the goal line. But boy, you see, the one thing you got to do is you got to protect it, and you're twisted. He reached out with his right hand, but the ball was in his left.
He was about a foot short. Byers again. Tony behind Byers. The Eagles signal touchdown, but none of the officials have as yet.
No, they didn't. This isn't a touchdown. The officials say it's not a touchdown. Good penetration there by Marshall, and you can see that that ball doesn't get across the plane. Good giant goal line defense.
A lot of bodies.
Yeah, this is what football's all about down here. Leonard Marshall does a good job of penetration and getting in there low, and Tony can't break the plane with the ball.
3rd and goal. Flags on the play as Cunningham scrambles out of there.
That's not a bad time to take a penalty in the Giants because you can anticipate the count. They can't give you a touchdown on a penalty, they can only go half the distance. Now again, did the Giants jump offside, or did Eagles' movement make them jump offside? Third down here. I think this could be a big call, because a touchdown here could make the Giants' day a long, long day.
Encroachment, defense. The defensive action causing the offense to move forward. It's on the defense, half the distance, still third down.
What they're saying is that it started off with encroachment, that the Giants moved, and that made the Eagles move. So they're saying, I think they got encroachment right here on the hand right there is over the ball. And then the movement here makes that side move.
And so it's still third down and goal. Inside the one. Tony. And he didn't make it.
What does Buddy Ryan do now? This is a tough one. You've had 3 shots down there and you don't make it. You have a 7-point lead. You're going with the wind. I think you don't like to do it. Percentages say you got to kick the field goal. Buddy Ryan is not the type. You're going against the wind. That this is a plus. He's going to take it. I'll bet you somehow Randall Cunningham has to end up keeping the ball.
They only need about a foot. To Tony, and he didn't get in. He didn't make it. Remember that.
A great goal line stand. As a coach, you know, emotionally you want to go for it. The percentage play is to kick the field goal, get the 10-point lead, especially when you're going into the wind. Big play by Johnny Cook. Big play by Steve Biasi, 99. No one blocks him. He makes the hit, and that's the end of the run.
Anderson just barely gets out of the end zone. Stopped by Mike Golick.
Yeah, that's for the Giants. That's the good news. The great goal line stand here. But then the bad news is you got to take the ball from this point and drive it 99 yards. The other good news is if you have the wind, you only have a little over 6 minutes with the wind.
2nd and 9. Sims is going to Odessa Turner. Eric Allen. Look at his completions today.
Well, the thing with Sims, he hasn't gone to that ball control. If you look at, other than the 1 9-yarder, all the completions he made today have been long throws.
6 out of 22 for 190 yards.
Heavy right, 62
Heavy right. That means the 2 tight ends to the right. Right through the arms of Maurice Carthon. Jesse Small was covering him. That would have been a tough catch.
Well, they had the great goal line stand, and then the Eagles defense came in there and made their own stand. Because this is a tough thing. When you don't get the ball out to the 5, your punter normally has 15 yards to work with. Now he only has 10. distance between the line of scrimmage and the punter.
Henry Williams standing out of midfield. Eagles were offside. And the punt is blocked off the side of the foot of Landeta, shades of Chicago a few years ago. The wind almost blew the ball away from him.
And I think the guy that ended up with the ball, Andre Waters, is the guy that jumped offside, number 20.
It will not give him a first down, but it will give Landeta some more room.
Watch, right there's Waters there. I think he's the guy that jumps. Yep, he jumps offside. Now watch him now. The snap was a little high, but again, Landeta only had 10 yards.
20 on the defense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat fourth down.
So now he has a little bit more room.
Well, now he can get back at his full 15.
The snap bounces back to him, and now he gets off a good kick. And it runs away from Williams. And out of bounds at the 22-yard line. 60-yard punt by Landeta. 6 minutes left, third quarter. The Eagles lead by a touchdown. Be sure to join us Saturday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time for the Mercedes Horse Jumping Championships. The nation's top riders compete in the final and the most prestigious event of the 1989 Mercedes Show Jumping Championship Series.
Well,
Next Saturday, 1:30.
You can't beat a good horse jump in December.
A correction on the length of Landeta's punt. It was 71 yards instead of 60, and that's the longest of his career. First and 10 Eagles. Here's Cunningham, flag on the play. He's coming out. Penalty marker down. Johnny Cooks made the stop.
Well, Johnny Cooks is in there for Lawrence Taylor now. I think Taylor tried valiantly, did as much as he could, and probably doesn't have any more gas in that tank.
Against the Eagles.
You see the football there, Patrick, right to spot the football. The football started to blow away.
Well, the wind's 35 miles an hour, they say. And it continues to get colder and colder.
If they got two balls out there, you wonder if they ever get confused.
Number 78. Movement before the snap. Ball start, 5 yards, still first down.
Matt Darwin. 11 penalties against the Eagles.
You know, it's interesting. The Eagle defensive linemen aren't going bare arm, but the Eagle offensive linemen are bare arm. Reggie White said, we tried it once. He said, that's crazy. But you look at all those Eagle offensive linemen, they don't have any shirts on underneath their jerseys.
First and 15. That's Tony. Carl Banks on the stop. Another NFL update. And let's send you back again to Brent Musburger.
Well, Pat, Steve Young making all the difference in the world for the 49ers. He is 10 of 10. He's thrown for a touchdown. Now he goes up over the top. Joe Montana out with those injured ribs. Niners up by 10. Back to Pat and John.
Back at Giant Stadium, 5.5 minutes left, third quarter. Second and 7. Not a lot of movement over there.
Now they're on those heated benches.
Yeah, with good reason. Terry Kennard, the two safeties, led the defense.
Excellent Giant defense because there was no cutback. Anthony Toney was coming out there trying to look for a cutback. The onside gets up and the backside stops all cutback lanes. That was perfect defense there.
That brings up a 3rd and 6.
This is the area where Cunningham Russell Wynn has been successful running and passing.
Running to his right for the most part. They give on the draw play to Tony. Johnny Cooks. The ball came loose, but the Eagles got it back. A 3-yard gain, not enough for a first down, and Runiger will have to come on and punt into the wind.
And Bill Parcells looking up there at the clock to see how much time he has left with that win.
Just over 4 minutes. Megan back deep for the Giants. Low, poor kick. It gets caught up in the wind, and the Giants will have it just about at midfield. You see the wind blow that ball back?
Looked like a piece of toilet paper.
Really did. A 20-yard punt. Giants take over. It is cold. Philadelphia 17, the Giants 10. Giant ball at the Eagle 49, 1st and 10. Give you an idea of how effective they each have been against the wind and with it. Sims is going to take advantage of it while he can. He's got Moat. Byron Evans trying to cover him. 49-yard pickup.
This is a play that they were trying to get. They had it for a touchdown earlier. It went right through Zeke Moat's hand. This one here makes a heck of a catch. You know, that ball's coming in there. It's almost like being a catcher for a pitcher that throws knuckleballs. You almost have to use that big old catcher's glove to catch those things because the ball is spiraling and it's also floating.
Sims out of the end zone. Clyde Simmons breathing down his back.
Well, he was going maximum protection. He only has 2 guys out there. He only has 2 men on the receiving end. So if they're covered, he just had to throw it away. I think the Giants are going a lot of 2 tight ends with Zeke Moat and Howard Cross in there. And having one of them, Howard Cross, stay in as an extra protector. This time they got the 2 tight ends on the same side.
2nd and 10. Another pass deflected. Byron Evans got a hand on it.
That's that thing there. Reggie White, even when he doesn't get the sacks, he's always right back there. He's always pushing. He's always at the quarterback. Just watch him right here. He takes Riesenberg, and again, he uses that bull rush. And he's just pushing him right into the quarterback, and he's always right there at his feet or whacking away at the ball.
So it's 3rd down and 10. Less than 3 minutes left, 3rd quarter. Ingram to the 5. On a shot from Sims. Williams-Frizzell made the tackle for the Eagles.
Mark Ingram made a couple of good moves. 1, getting in. 2, getting open. And then 3, watch him switch the ball here. He gets the ball here, and he switches it to his left hand so he can take on that tackle with his right arm.
1st and goal from the 6. Just over 2 minutes left with the win. The snap goes over Sims' head. That ball went 2 yards higher than Sims' head.
That looked like the last shot out of a Roman candle. Watch the way that thing came out of there. Bart Oates, again, he was thinking of his pass protection. He had to pull out. But the center, the first thing you have to do, get the ball back there. then worry about the block.
I think the wind just blew the ball away from Sims.
Yeah, but he just kind of flopped it up there. You got to put a little something on it.
Sims a very heady play. Odessa Turner. Flag on the play. Eric Allen was the defender.
This is going to be an interesting one.
Pass interference against Allen.
If he looks back at the ball, if Eric Allen looks back at the ball, he's all right. What they have to do is they had to get him because he didn't look at the ball. But I think you have to let a corner do that. I think if a corner can't do that, he can't play.
From the 1, first and goal. Carthon in motion. Anderson doesn't get in. Stopped by Jesse Small.
Hey, the Giants had a big goal line stand on the other end here. Now it's the Eagles' turn.
A minute and a half left.
The Giants were in this situation before, and they went that low. 3 tight ends on one side. The problem is they had David Megan carried, and he fumbled down there. Of course, now they got O.J. Anderson.
Anderson, touchdown. He's hurt. His 10th touchdown of the season. A career high after all those great seasons in St. Louis.
See what happens here on a goal line play, the runner can either go up or go down. And it looks like just as he was making the cut, he got kicked. So the defender was down there, and as O.J. Anderson made the cutback, he just kicked up. Watch it right down here. Good blocking. He gets the ball in, but before he crossed the plane, he got kicked. Was the lead blocker. That ball almost went through O.J. You see the kick right there. You're down there in the goal line. Any reaction, you're trying to react to anything to get back. And that was just a kick reaction. By O.J. Anderson. I'm sure Giant fans are asking, the last time they were down there, why was Dave Megan in there on this short yardage?
This could be a very difficult snap. Nitmo will try the extra point. Frank Winters is the man who does the snapping. It was low, but Hostetler got it. And the extra point is good. And we have a tie at 17 with 1:21 left to play in the third quarter.
I have never seen a kicker go through a stretching exercise like this. Look at this poor Nitmo. He's down there doing things that you shouldn't be able to do to yourself. You never did exercises like that when you kicked.
I don't think so.
He goes through the darndest stretching I've ever seen. Never seen a kicker do those things.
Mark Higgs back deep for the Eagles. 10-yard line.
That was kickoff coverage.
Wayne Giles down to make the stop. Summarize the scoring has taken place in this 17-17 tie. Eagles got 2 defensive touchdowns. Sims hit Ingram against the wind. Brusick a 35-yard field goal against the wind. Nitmo's with the wind. And then the run by Anderson that just tied it at 17. 1:11 left to play in the third quarter. Fumble. Cunningham got it back. Eric Howard, the nearest Giant.
But says here, he just never got it up there. The ball, it looked like Cunningham wasn't expecting the ball to be snapped at that time. I don't know. The Giants aren't using a timeout here. The Eagles are taking their time. They want to run as few plays, again, left into the wind as they can. They do have to run at least one more.
2nd and 9. Tony wrapped up right at the line of scrimmage. Washington and Reason.
Giants were looking at the sideline to see if they should take a timeout, and they did. Because what they want to do now is they're putting this whole game right here in this third quarter. They did what they had to. They tied it. But now they want to get some more out of it. So they took a timeout there. Now, if you do that, you have to stop them on 3rd down and take another timeout.
And make a punt against the wind.
Right. You have to commit 2 timeouts to this series. You just can't do it once.
19 seconds left.
And the Eagles, of course, they're thinking they have to run to make them use that other timeout. Well, there's been a lot of strategy in this
Really
game.
Caused by the weather.
You know, and there's going to be a lot of second guessing on the team that loses. You know, like, why was Meggett in there in the goal line? Buddy Ryan for the Eagles, why didn't you kick the field goal when you were down there? But that's what makes great games. You have decisions. That's why coaches get paid so much money now. They have to make those decisions. That's why great players get paid so much money. They have to make big plays in big games.
Well, you made those decisions for 10 years. 10 good years. One of the officials is injured. The side judge. Jack Vaughn, I believe, or maybe it's Dick Creed.
That's a Giant doctor went out there in the field and got him, and he's bringing him over to the sideline. Of course, there is no extra official in a regular season game, so what the officials do is they just rotate and then cover the game with one less official. When you get into the championship Super Bowls, you have an alternate official.
So 19 seconds remain third quarter. 17-17 the score. Eagles 3rd and 8 from their own 12-yard line. They're still looking at an injured official. Well, I believe it's Jack Vaughn. Strategy works.
Yeah, I'm surprised that the Eagles threw a pass because now the Giants don't have to use a timeout because that stops the clock. Of course, the incomplete pass and then change of possession will stop it again.
Runninger will have to punt from about 2 yards deep in his end zone. Meggett standing in Eagle territory. 2 seconds remain in the third quarter.
Well, you know that the Giants aren't going to run this one. You know that they're not going to throw a short pass. It's their last chance with the win. Unless this game goes into overtime, they're not going to get another chance today.
Strange passing day for Phil Simms. 8 completions, 233 yards. That's a pretty good average.
And when they decided to take the ball, this is what they were counting on, that they could tie it up and go ahead.
Manuel comes in motion. To Megan. About the 32-yard line, brought down by Al Harris. A gain of 7. That's the end of the third quarter with the score, the Eagles 17, the Giants 17. We now pause for a word from your local station. Back at Giant Stadium, Pat Summerall, John Madden, 17-17 tie. At the end of 3 quarters, the Giants have total yardage of 273, the Eagles 248. 2nd and 3 at the 33 in Eagle territory. To Anderson. And a flag is dropped. Flag on the play. Clyde Simmons made the stop. A pickup of 3. Jerome Brown is the injured Eagle. Is going to be against the Giants. This is probably going to be called for tripping. Brown had had a shoulder problem already.
And then he also had a knee problem. In fact, Jerome Brown.
Number 76 offense. 10-yard penalty, repeat 2nd down.
Jerome Brown didn't practice all week. John Elliott is number 76, right there in the middle. See what he does? He just rolls up. In fact, that was Brown he got. That's where they just stick their head down and then just roll up their feet. That was on Jumbo Elliott. The officials caught him, and the guy that he got is Jerome Brown.
Who is the man who's down?
That was the type of blocking that the teams around the league complained for years that the 49ers use. That type of thing where they come down and they leg whip and that type of thing.
Let's again, for an NFL update, go back to New York. Brent Musburger.
Well, Pat, tough defensive game down in Tampa between the Packers and the Bucks, but watch this effort on the draw by Sylvester Stamps. He's got the touchdown, 21 yards, 12 minutes to go in that game now, and it's 13-7 Bucks. Let's go back to Pat.
14:54 to go in this one. Brown is still down.
We'll see what happens is Elliott comes in here, and he's going to throw his head in here, Jerome Brown, and then bring his feet around and leg whip him and hit him right there. Watch this move here. See, he just fires his head in front. See, and then rolls and then whips with his legs. That's called leg whipping in football terminology. Officials call it tripping.
And it's a 10-yard penalty. 2nd and 13. Cincinnati over Cleveland.
Jerome Brown looks like a warrior who's been through a heck of a lot of things. He got the knee, and he has a bad shoulder, and he's kind of bent over to the right a little.
2nd and 13 now. Megan split out wide to the right. And Sims coming in that direction. Down he goes. Mike Pitts was there first. 4 sacks.
Well, Sims started out on a sprint out to the right, and then when he comes to set up, he sees Mike Pitts just take the hole. Now he sees him coming. Watch him. He's sprinting here to the right, Now he's setting up to throw. He's looking downfield, but then he sees Pitt 74 coming right at him. He says, the heck with this.
3rd and 22, that brings up. Ball is all the way now back at the 42-yard line, 48-yard line, beg your pardon.
Yeah, with that penalty and that sack,
yeah,
got backwards after getting into the wind.
From the spread, Sims is coming out. Overthrows Odessa Turner. Very nearly went over the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that's going to put him in a punting situation anyway. Phil Sims probably could have run the ball, but he couldn't have gotten anywhere near the first down.
Landetta punting into a very, very stiff wind. Henry Williams back deep for the Eagles. The ball just hangs up there, signaled for a fair catch. They can't make it. Bounces off one of the Giants. 26-yard punt, and the Eagles will take over with the wind at their back. The score tied 17-17, 13:54 left. Lawrence Taylor started the game, but he has sat out the entire second half and just couldn't get it done. The Eagles got 2 touchdowns, their only 2 touchdowns, as a result of defensive turnovers. There's Taylor over there. Remarkable that he could even get anything done.
Yeah, with a broken ankle, he could even suit up and get in this game at all. But, you know, this game is a typical Giant-Eagles game that we said it earlier, that you got all the hype, you got all the pregame stuff, but it's going to come down to the 4th quarter, and probably even the last couple minutes of the 4th quarter.
Cunningham to Byers, incomplete.
You know, you can look at Randall Cunningham throwing in the pocket and then out of the pocket, and you can see that he has rushed. When he's gone out left, he's run for 7 yards, passed for 10. Out right, that's where he's done his damage today. He's thrown 3 for 3 for 85 yards. The Giants wanted to keep him from going out right, but he's been able to do it and complete every pass.
Heath Sherman is now one of the Eagle running backs. And a flag on the play. Pepper Johnson made the stop. He picked up 3. Well, it looks like it's going to be holding.
Holding, 65 offense, 10-yard penalty, repeat second down.
Ball against Ron Soap.
You see Ron Salt, he's the right guard. He's coming down. He just blocks the nose tackle, Howard, right in the back. Then I guess he grabbed him at the end. What happened is he got put in a holding position by Eric Howard's quickness.
Cunningham back to throw it. Screen pass coming. Fire. Adrian White. Again, let's go back for an NFL update and Brent Musburger.
Quickly, things are changing down in Dallas, Pat. The Cowboys have not yet won a game at home. Jim Everett, after a turnover, lights up the scoreboard for the Rams. Ron Brown, and now it's a 3-point game. We'll keep you up to date on this one on our post-game show. Back to Pat and John.
3rd and 23 for the Eagles at Giant Stadium. Robert Drummond in the backfield now with Byers. Cunningham knocked backward. They're saying safety, the Giant players are, but it's on the 1. Eric Howard, a loss of 10 yards.
I'll tell you, both of these team defenses have come up with big plays when they had to today. Watch the pressure here. He gets pressure from right up the middle by Eric Howard. Does a good job makes the tackle, wraps him up. I'm not sure why that's not a safety.
Look who the punter is. Cunningham. Standing back on the inline. A good kick. A super kick. Gets away from Megan. And is still running away from Megan. Megan down at about the 15. What a job.
That is unbelievable. A quarterback takes a sack and then comes back and punts the ball 91 yards. Watch Eric Howard here. He's going to put the pressure on Cunningham. Now, it looked like it could have been a safety. But if you look right here, he really does take him into the end zone. You see, Cunningham is there on the 2 when he's hit. Right now, he's hit there in the 2. See, so his progress is stopped right there, and he goes backward. So the ball was on the 2. So now, because he didn't have the 10 yards, Cunningham gets back and does the punting. This ball, had Meggett not picked it up, would have been a 100-yard punt.
91 as it was an Eagle record. Flag on the play. Sims. This is Moat. There is a penalty coming.
Illegal formation offense.
The Giants have 2 tight ends in there, and it's usually when the end man is not up on the line of scrimmage. And that makes a tackle eligible. That's usually what an illegal formation gets you.
Final score, the 49ers continue to roll. Both New Orleans and the Rams are losing at the moment. Reggie White got a hand on Sims. Sims lost the ball. Hit by Mike Pitts, and the Eagles have it. Pitts got it. Reggie White
just ran right over Doug Riesenberg. Watch him here. Watch the pass rush here. Watch 92 there. He just gets a push. He gets Riesenberg going back. Just puts him right on the back. Now he's the guy, because of that pressure there, that makes Sims, again, step up. Now he has to step up. Then he gets pressure from the outside, and that knocks the ball out.
That was Mike Golick who knocked the ball loose after White supplied the initial pressure. First and goal at the 7. 5th sack on Sims and the 5th turnover. Cunningham for Drummond, who almost came up with a spectacular catch.
Today the Giant defense gets another chance in this goal line. Remember what they did last time? They held the Eagles down there. And one thing about a Buddy Ryan defensive team, they do get the ball. That's been the story of their whole game.
They get that push that you've been talking about. They just sort of overpower you.
Raise havoc.
To Byers. Byers to about the 2.5. Terry Kennard the stop, pick up a 5.
You know, a good defense now gets down there and gets in the huddle and says, now we got them where we want them.
Tackled by Perry.
They can't throw deep. They can't run any fancy plays. They just have to come right at us. This is football. Giants have done it once before. They have to believe that they can do it again, not let the Eagles in.
3rd and goal at the 2.
I still think Cunningham has to handle the ball himself.
And I think he probably will, John. Byers is the back, and he gives to Byers. Touchdown. A delayed 2-6. Extra point is good. And the Eagles recapture the lead, 24-17. That pretty well tells you the story of this contest, the turnovers and the results. Next Sunday here on CBS, Dallas at Philadelphia. A little revenge to spice that one up a little bit. Detroit, Chicago, and then we'll be in Denver. Both that Dallas-Philadelphia game and the Giants at Denver could have a big effect on the outcome of the NFC East.
I think the team that wins today is really going to be in the driver's seat to win the division. The team that loses today, I think, has to start looking at a wild card or some help from other teams.
Ruzick to kick it off. Those are the standings. It's going to be Ingram at the 1. To about the 29. Don't forget, again, next Saturday, a traditional Army-Navy game. Next Saturday at 2:30 here on CBS. Army 6-4, Navy's 2-8. But those records really don't make any difference. The scoring drive, if you can call it a drive, 3 plays, 7 yards. After that fantastic punt by Randall Cunningham.
You know, coaches always talk about it, offense, defense, and special teams. And I think that last scoring drive, that last play was all the things the coaches talk about.
Tillman was the ball carrier, picked up 3.
But the Eagle defense just comes in, and you just look at what they've done. They just start with that big 4-man line. They just start putting that pressure, and they keep it on you all day.
Again, it's Tillman. Not much doing. Reggie White and Clyde Simmons, the 2 defensive ends.
I know one thing here, the fans they want Jeff Hostetler or someone else to come in there and play quarterback for this Giant team, but this is Phil Simms' team, and as long as he is healthy, he is going to be the quarterback of this team.
3rd down. He got it to Megan and got the 1st down. Terry Hogue stopped it.
See the way he threw that? He looked like he shot-putted it. You know, that's the thing, maybe in the wind, you don't want to get the ball up there high. You want to keep it low so that the wind can't affect it. But watch how he keeps that low. The wind still affects it. It still looks like, woo, you know, coming in like that. But he threw it low into the wind.
1st down, Giants. They're at their own 45. The Eagles up 24-17. Tillman still is the lone setback. Maybe a yard brought down by Reggie White.
It was last night we talked to Reggie White, and he was saying it's the biggest game of his life, and this is what it's all about. You know, and a lot of times guys say that on Saturday, and they don't play that way on Sunday. But I have the feeling that Reggie White has played one of his better games.
I think he meant it. It's the Eagles and the Giants at Giant Stadium. Reggie White. 2nd down, 10.
Remember on Thanksgiving Day we gave him the drumstick for his play there. He would deserve the whole turkey for this one.
Flag on the play. Intended for Meggett. Andre Waters all over him.
That was a matchup when the Giants moved Meggett to the outside. They were hoping to get that matchup. Andre Waters. Of course, they threw one earlier to him, was intercepted by Eric Allen.
Pass interference. Number 20 on the defense. Automatic 1st down.
It's right on the bottom here. You see number 20 That's Andre Waters. The ball's in the air. I don't know that he tackled him or Meggett just dove for the ball.
Tillman. To about the 29. Stopped by Waters. A pickup of 4. 7:49 left to play.
You know, the Eagles, their defense has just been the turnover thing. I mean, they just keep going after you, get the turnovers. Because if it weren't for the turnovers, the Giants have been pretty successful.
Oh, yeah.
Phil Simms has made some big passes, just not enough of them. But the turnovers are the thing they've gotten.
Second down and 7. Tillman hit right at the line of scrimmage. No gain. Hit by Mike Pitts, who's had an outstanding game.
He's another guy that is playing well for this Eagle defense. You know, you get Clyde Simmons on the outside. He was a defensive MVP voted by the players. Reggie White on the other side. You get big Jerome Brown and Mike Pitts in the middle. I'll tell you, it's tough to find some holes in there.
3rd and 7. Incomplete. Intended for Manuel. Jenkins all over him. Got to go.
Yep. And I'm sure they'll go with their 4 wide receivers.
That's exactly right. And Meggett in the backfield. No flag. No penalties. That ball really just hung up there.
Mark Ingram is number 82, right in the middle, working again against Isaiah Jenkins. He said that he was fouled with, I don't know, maybe the right hand was on him as the ball was in the air. See the way that ball was fluttering.
I don't think anybody could have caught it, no. First down, Eagles. At their own 30 with 6.5 minutes left to play. They're up by a touchdown. Fire. A gain of 2.
One thing you look at this stuff blowing through the stadium, you realize what these guys have had to perform under or perform with, and you just look at this end zone, and that's the end zone that Randall Cunningham punted that ball out of, or punted it into 91 yards. Then they got the turnover, then they got the touchdown when the score was tied 17-17. That was a great sequence of team play.
2nd and 8. To Meyer. Nothing there. Johnny Cooks hit him after a gain of 1. The coordinating producer of the NFL on CBS is Charles H. Milton III. This game produced by Bob Stinner, directed by Sandy Grossman, and the executive producer of CBS Sports, Ted Shaker. 3rd down and long. 7. Pickup by Keith Byers, and a big one.
Yeah, this is the time that football is really football. You know, when it's like summer and, you know, anyone can play. But when you get here and you get these battles in the east and the wind and the snow and the rain, and That's what football's all about. And I think the guys that stand out in these types of games are the real, we talk about football players. I think that's it. And you watch this Keith Byers, and I'm thinking maybe we'll take a look at him in that all-Madden team.
I think that's a pretty good idea.
I'd like to have him.
It's Byers again. He hammers up for a pickup of 7. Stopped by Guyton. This is when you need to do these kind of things.
And that's the guy you like to have in your team. Remember, we used to have Pete Banaszak. We'd do that with Pete at the end of the game. When you're trying to run out the clock, you got the lead. You want a guy in there who can gain yards for you and who can, move the pile, who can get first downs. But the most important thing, a guy who won't fumble for you.
And who wants the ball.
Now that's always the special guy. In big games, great players want the ball.
Byers is the lone setback. Handoff is to him. He won't get the first down. Barry Kennard came up to make the initial hit with reasons.
Bill Parcells said that they had the short week. The Eagles had the long week. He said, but really that doesn't make any difference. He said that cannot be an excuse. We could get ready for this guy and his team in an hour and a half. I believe it'll be an easy thing to say if the Giants lose, but I don't believe that was part of it. If there's one thing, it had to be turnovers.
Well, that's usually the case. 3rd down and 3 at the 45. Byers gets the call again, and he got the first down with that back roll. He needed 3, he got 4.
There's a line of scrimmage over there on the right side, controlled by the Eagles. Saw Ron Heller get movement there, Ron Salt get a little movement, and Byers getting right in behind it.
The Giants use one of their timeouts. They have 1 left. The Rams came back to beat Dallas.
I'm sure that the loser of this game is going to have to start watching some of those teams like the Rams, like the Vikings, like the Bears, like the Green Bay Packers, because then you're starting to think wild card. Yesterday when we talked to Bill Parcells, he wanted no talk about that. He said if we don't win this one, we won't be in the playoffs. Lawrence Taylor says if we don't win this one, we don't deserve to be in the playoffs, because if you can't win big games like that, you're not going to win in the playoffs anyway.
But you start looking at the standings, the way things are at the moment, it would be hard to imagine they won't be in the playoffs. That's the Western Division the way it looks.
Well, and again, if you're looking at wild card situation, you're looking at those Rams. They look like they're going to be one of the teams in the playoffs.
First down, Eagles. This is Drummond. And the Giants take another timeout. Their last one. NFL schedule next week has Dallas at Philadelphia, Detroit at Chicago, New Orleans at Buffalo, Atlanta at Minnesota, Tampa Bay at Houston. And then the Giants at Denver, where we'll be. And Phoenix takes on the Los Angeles Raiders. It all begins next Sunday with the NFL Today at 12:30 Eastern Time.
Well, the Giants are going to have to get back next week and again go to Denver. It'll be interesting to see those Broncos. They look like one of the better teams, if not the best team in the AFC.
This telecast, excuse me, John, this telecast presented by the authority of the National Football League is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the New York Giants and the National Football League is prohibited.
The Eagles have run the ball 41 times today and only passed 17 times. And isn't it funny how a win can warm you up? mean, they don't look quite as cold on that sideline as they do on this side.
They don't. Cunningham keeps the ball. He's cut down. As a flag on the play. Eric Howard made the stop on Cunningham, but a penalty marker down.
False start, left tackle offense. No play, 5 yards, second down.
That means when the left tackle, Matt Darwin, moved, the whistle blew, so it doesn't count, so it's still second down. The Giants don't have any more timeouts. They're going to get one at the 2-minute warning, and if they could force a change of possession, of course, that would be another timeout.
2:19 left to play. Eagles have been penalized 15 times today for 107 yards. Cunningham to Drummond. Only a yard.
Now again, the Giants don't have any timeout, and the Eagles are going to let the ball run down to the 2-minute warning.
Two minutes remaining, and the Eagles up 24-17. And turnovers have done it. 24-17, the Eagles lead the Giants with 2 minutes to go. It's third down. It looks like about 13 left. 14, call it.
Looked like he moved half the stadium.
Yeah.
Well, he moved half the joint on this one. But just, of course, this comes with winning, too. This comes at the end of the game, and this comes with a guy not stopping his feet moving and being a pretty big load himself. And watch that whole thing. He just kept those feet going.
Yep. There's another big one. Packers tied with Minnesota. Vikings play tonight. Tampa Bay leading with a minute and a half to go.
Sometimes that Central Division looks like there's no one there that wants to win it. When it gets ahead, boom, they go down.
Well, look at this. The standings. Tampa Bay would be 6-7 if they can hang on. The Bears and Vikings play tonight. Green Bay would be 7-6. Detroit 4-9. They're the only ones out of it.
I'll tell you one thing. You could make a case now that the best team in the league, if they were playing in this kind of weather, is the Philadelphia Eagles.
I would think so. The ball goes over Rudiger's head. And the Giants will take over. The clock will stop with 1:04 remaining.
The Giants have no timeouts. But again, with 1:04, that is plenty of time. Time will not be a problem. They're not going to be able to run the ball, but they wouldn't want to run the ball anyway. They're going to have to throw it, but again, that decision was made at halftime. They're going to have to throw it into the wind.
They go with a 4-wide receiver set up and make it in the backfield. Upfield to Manuel. Jenkins, the tackle. 13-yard gain. 50 seconds remain. Sims just has to dump it. in the direction of Megan.
You see that? One of those rolls of toilet paper came or that scream stuff, and it got around Sims's leg. And as the ball was snapped, the thing went around his leg, and he threw that pass with that thing hanging on him.
The wind's not tough enough, I guess.
Oh.
43 seconds left to play. Out of bounds to Baker.
Again, Reggie White and Clyde Simmons both on Sims as he threw that one. These Eagle defensive ends and this defensive team have had relentless pressure on Phil Sims. Been there from the first pass he's thrown until that last one.
3rd and 10. 38 seconds left. Incomplete. Manuel. Covered by Jenkins.
This is the pressure that corners are under all the time. They're living out there on that thing. It looks like Isel Jenkins gets his hands around Manuel before the ball gets there. They've called some of those tight today, and that one they didn't.
One more down. This is forthcoming. 33 seconds left. Batted away. Eric Everett hit the ball. This will be the 4th straight time the Eagles have beaten the Giants. Tonight on CBS begins with 60 Minutes. This week's 60 Minutes takes you on a manhunt. Following 60 Minutes, Murder, She Wrote, and the CBS Sunday movie, No Place Like Home. That's all tonight here on CBS. That should do it. A tough, cold day. The Eagles 24, the Giants 17. Randall Cunningham from the Eagles and Mark Ingram from the Giants have been chosen the Miller Lite players of the game, and they qualify for Player of the Week honors. A $1,000 donation will be made by the Miller Brewing Company on behalf of the players to United Cerebral Palsy. The final score, the Eagles 24, the Giants 17. Stay tuned for the NFL Today post-game show. Brent and Herb will have all the scores and highlights. You've been watching CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League.
The NFL Today post-game show is sponsored by Miller Lite. America's favorite light beer brings you the Miller Lite All-Star Super Bowl game.
Well, welcome those of you who watched that Eagle-Giant game. We've got drama down in Tampa Bay. Green Bay appeared to be finished. On 4th and 16, they threw an incomplete pass, but the Buccaneers committed a foul on defense, kept the drive alive. About 20 seconds to go now, and we send you to Tampa Bay, Steve Zabriskie.
Incomplete. Mikowski firing it behind Jeff Query, who never turned around.
Well, it was man-for-man coverage. They were blitzing, and Query was trying to go upfield one-on-one, but Mikowski didn't read it, I don't think, as Query anticipated, and he throws it incomplete. But again, he stops the clock, and he's still got plenty of time.
We'd like to welcome those of you who have been watching the Philadelphia Eagles and the New York Giants. This is Steve Zabriskie along with Hank Stram at Tampa Stadium. 18 seconds remaining in the game. It has been back and forth all day. Philadelphia has defeated New York, and here Tampa Bay leads 16-14. Second down and 10 from the Tampa Bay 46. Complete at the 29. Elder trying to hold down the receiver Carl Bland.
He's got to stop.
They've got to throw the ball down now. He does with 1 second. They couldn't get the clock stopped until 1 second was left. And all they can do now is send out the rookie Chris Jackie to attempt a lengthy field goal into the wind.
It winds up being about a, 30, 40, 47-yard field goal.
It's within his range. Jackie has made a 52-yarder in this his rookie season. It will be a 47-yard attempt. And now Tampa Bay takes the almost obligatory timeout. These two teams this year, prior to today, have played 24 games between them. 15 of those have been decided by 4 or fewer points, not to mention the games between these two teams. And here's the stoppage of the clock. Boy, that's just under the wire.
Well, he was smart enough to know exactly that they didn't have much time left. Had he gone back in the pocket and taken any more time to drop the ball down on the ground, time would have expired.
This has been helped. Green Bay has been helped by a 5-yard defensive holding penalty on 4th and 16 that gave them an automatic first down and kept the drive alive. And now the rookie from the University of Texas at El Paso, Chris Jackie, will have one chance to win it. It's good! The Packer magic continues as they win it 17-16 on the final play of the game.
The man is magic, the cardiac pack. What a sensational year they're having. And again, the game was over on 4th and 16, incomplete. Now the Packers climb to 8-5. And Irv, your feelings about this Cinderella?
Well, my feelings about it. Yeah, the Cardiac Packers is a good name for them, really. They played exceptional football in the 4th quarter of all their games this year, and of course, and winning that game on the final second with the field goal is tremendous.
You know, a point I want to make, the fans watching it who follow football realize how tough it is to stop the clock with about 4 seconds to go. Don Mikowski calmly got the lineup and kill right now. He knew exactly what to do. Mikowski mentally is a tremendous quarterback, too, Irv. He gets a job done out there.
Well, he's a pressure quarterback, but he's a great athlete overall, Ben. He's a 7-foot high jumper. He's a great basketball player. He has great coordination, and he understands the mechanics of the game very well.
All right, we're going to continue by updating everybody on what's going on. You're going to find out why this is a huge controversy in the NFL tonight, and we'll be right back in just a moment. All right, technically, as you know, the Eagles and the Giants are tied for first, but the Eagles have the lead in the division because they swept the Giants. That's the first tiebreaker in determining a division title. So the Eagles in first place in the NFC East. The one you just watched, the Green Bay Packers, with a chance to be in first all alone, depending on what the Bears and the Minnesota Vikings do tonight. Cincinnati came up with a tremendous performance in Cleveland today. 21-0 was the final there. Houston with a Lorenzo White touchdown with 20 seconds to go, and the Oilers pull it out on the Steelers 23-16. San Francisco and Atlanta, Steve Young replaces Joe Montana out with injured ribs, and the 49ers pull that one out. The Rams, and we're going to get into that game momentarily, 35-31, a victory over Dallas. Detroit, and again, the Lions come through in the Silverdome, 21-14. The Saints below 500. They've just about packed it in, haven't they? Kansas City over Miami. A lot of folks like the Chiefs big today, and they came through for them, 26-21. New England and Indianapolis, and Stevens ran it in. Great run with time running out to pull this one out for the Patriots. Now, games that are underway. 3-0, the Skins with a lead down in Arizona. The Raiders kicked a field goal on the Denver Broncos in Los Angeles. They're making that hold up. Now, the Jets in San Diego, and the Jets have just scored. Johnny Hector in for the touchdown, makes it 6-0. Jets with the lead in that game. So Irv and I are going to take you back down and show you some highlights on this game, because there is an enormous controversy that's going to unfold after this game is all debated by the officials in the league. First of all, it appeared to be a loss right here. No controversy on this play. The Rams cough it up on a kickoff. The Dallas Cowboys quickly move ahead by 10 points. Troy Aikman for Jimmy Johnson hits Bernard Ford, 10-yard scoring play, and it was 31-21. Then it was ruled the Cowboys had fumbled a short time after that, and Everett went to work. First he went to Ron Brown. Then they got it back again, and Everett went to Aaron Cox. And Cox wove his way on into the end zone. Now, Cowboys are coming down, working against the clock. One timeout to go, and Irv, what happens on the field?
What happens on the field? Troy Aikman comes to the line of scrimmage, wants to get a play call for his offense, so he has a signal like this. His hand between his fingers, clearly indicating that he wants an offensive formation. There he goes. He's calling for an offensive formation. The official interpreted that signal as a timeout signal, took the timeout away, and the Cowboys couldn't stop it.
What was the sign that he was making now?
Well, he had his hands like this. His hand going between his fingers, clearly not a timeout signal. This is timeout.
Well, over on the sideline, Irv, as could be expected, Jimmy Johnson was absolutely furious, trying to get an explanation, saying we did not call the timeout. Aikman was calling the formation. What's critical about it, it was their last timeout. They got the ball down to about the 10-yard line, as I recall, and they couldn't get the clock stopped for one last shot to pull it out. So things really going against the Dallas Cowboys. And we're going to continue live with our post-game show on CBS in just a moment.